kale atulaba n'olunaku olwaleero tukwaniriza webale ku Crossroads Wellness Center Uganda oli twebaza abatugoberera ku YouTube mwabaze bafollowinga ate aba reaching out nga mubuuza ku biki bye tukola n'olunaku olwaleero byakwaniriza gwe atulaba mu ngeri ey'enjawulo njala kwebaza ekibiina ekitutwala Uganda Alcohol Policy Alliance head offices wano mu Kampala mu kibuga Kampala bwayise olw'omulimu bakama baffe gwe mukola wagula eyo kozi omulinga okugezaako lino etteeka erikugira enkozesa y'omwenge n'ebitamiiza n'ebiringa ebyo mu ggwanga newankubadde palamenti y'eggwanga akaŋŋambe nti etuliddemu olukwe ate ne batayisa ebiteeso byaffe naye ate tetugenda kulekeraawo tukyagenda mu maaso ate malinga ekiseera kigenda kutuuka tuwangule kakati olunaku olwaleero neera sigenda tuula omu sigenda kuddayo gye twali tuli abasemba okulaba bimugoberera bimulaba ku mukutu gwaffe ogwa YouTube Crossroads Uganda TV oba ku TikTok oba ku Facebook naye ate nina gwe ntudde naye olunaku olwaleero mu mbeera eyabadde ekiteezi ensi bwe yagwamu ensisi nga kasasiro abutikidde amayumba g'abantu abantu ne bafiibwa obulamu bwabwe abantu ne boononekerwa ebintu byabwe bingi byafa abalala ne babugulamu obulamu bintu bingi ebibaddewo eyo era wiiki gye tukubyeko amabega kyekigambo ekibadde ku mimwa gy'Abannayuganda ng'abamu beebuuza waliwo ataakola omulimu gwali ateekeddwa okukola waliwo ataatuukiriza buvunaanyizibwa bwe ebyo byonna binyigiriza biruma b'eggwanga naye wakati mw'eyo embeera ate abantu abalala bafunye okusongozebwa kw'amaanyi naddala mu mbeera z'obwongo okulyawo nti abawi b'obuyambi mwebala abawadde amazzi ebyokusulako tenti n'ebirala ebiringa ebyo but at this particular point in time in life we needed something called psychosocial support abantu bano beetaaga okubudaabudibwa kubanga baweddemu essuubi ebiringa ebyo n'ebirala bye bitutanudde olwaleero okwogera ku kye tuyita depression. What is depression bwe kyogerwa? A lot of people think that basically depression is something like when someone is feeling sad. Oliwo abanga teyewulira bulungi y'omudde, that's what people tend to think it's depression. But that's not only what it is. It has a swath of ways, I would say it has a swath of ways. You don't necessarily think that depression is when you don't feel yourself, or maybe when you're moody, maybe when you're low, maybe all those things can circle to something we call depression. But in general, mental health, what exactly is depression, and what are the signs and symptoms of depression? How can you tell that someone is depressed? And anyway, what is even depression under mental health, and how can generally someone overcome depression? So today we'll be talking about the possible way on how we can overcome depression, how we can fight depression. But the first thing we need to understand is, do we know what depression exactly is? So this and more is what we'll be talking about. And I am not alone today, I'm joined by someone else, and she's going to introduce herself to us. Natusonyiwa ennimi zonna zikola wano olw'ensonga nti we have abantu bangi, si buli omu wa Luzungu ate si nti buli omu wa Luganda. So ekitwanguyira kitugenda okukozesa kyowulira nga kikwanguyira. If you can express yourself in English, you're welcome. If you can express yourself in Uganda, you're still welcome. And even if at some point you can feel like you should be more inclusive and even include using Nyankole, you are still welcome. Thank you. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity given to me. Kati nze ngenda kukozesa Luganda because njagala ensonga eno etuuke bulungi nnyo. Gy'erina okulaga neyo gye nsuubira abagyetaaga ebagase. Amannya gange bampita Hobsinja Shakira, ndi mukyala muzaalisa era ndi mukyala musawo nga nkolera wano Alma Medical Center. Nga njagala leero bwe bankyazizza, I'm given this opportunity to discuss something about a depressive disorder. Kati era nga ngenda kukozesa incidents y'ekiteezi gye baleese. It happened, and we're so sorry about about that loss that really happened, and we send our condolences to everyone who lost their beloved ones. Nga tusaba Mukama abagumye era abayise mweri embeera, because I know it's a very hard situation and moment to go through. Naye kati as mental health team twagala okusharinga nammwe, because I know this is also part of psychosocial support, and I know mujetaaga wadde bangi bafuddeyo ne babawa physical support, nabane babawa social whatever, ne babawa sukaali n'ebigendeddeko n'ebikola ki, but I think this is the basic part as we humans we need. Kubanga when you talk about the depressive disorder, we're talking about depression. What wotegerera nti kati ntandise going into depression, chichino depression nga yo definition wetuyinza okugitandika. This is when you start losing interest in the socials around you. Nga akubye okumpi akunyiiza, everything that is happening around you irritates you, and you're no longer interested ku bintu ebirina basics ku bulamu bwo. What wotegerera nti kati embeera etandise okusajjuka and you really need help. Sijja going so much into details, bangambye kweyanjula, naye nsaba opportunity eno n'akazindalo kange nkazeeyo before we start discussing this topic. Omuntu o presenter waffe nange gwe bakyazizza bampa olukusa munnange to get about this topic.
Thank you. Ekyawe bampita oba nga nkola ngaali ndowooza si y'ensonga. Twagala kwogera ku kintu ekiruma eggwanga, tekiruma nze sekka, tekirumayo yeka. Naye mu bunkumpi katutandikire waawo butereevu. Program yetandise kati. Omuntu aliyo yatulaba ayagala okumanya what depression is. Njalo osooka otumanya what depression is mu bujjuvu, ate n'ekirala otubuulire otugambe nti wakuguka mu buzaalisa ate era oli musawo, ate oba okukolera ku Alma Medical Center wano e Kasangati mu Masoro. Ate wakati mu kutunyonyola simanyi oba mmwe ng'abasawo mu field yammwe oba mu mental health mu field yaffe gye tulimu, are we immune to depression? Thank you. Katutandikirawo.
Yeah, abantu abasinga bayinza okulowooza nti abasawo bwe tubeera eno mu field yaffe just because we know everything we are immune to this. No, that is very wrong. Actually, we are one. If we count 1 to 5, we are 3 on a list of people who are really going through depression. And why? For whatever in our field here, we share and we see a lot of different things. And like something that ntinafe tuli bantu tulumwa, and you can go into depression ku bintu n'ebitakwatako. And this is the reason why we always come out and talk about such incidences and such topics, so that twezuulanga ffe abantu n'omanya where and when do you need help about a certain situation. We are not immune, as we are like any other person out there. And we are advised to talk about this all the time. We meet different communities and different type of people. So, how do you know that you're in depression? Depression, that is when natural get back until it is when you start feeling like you are losing interest in the environment, in the surrounding for a quite long time. Sometimes I'm starting to lose interest. How? Otandise okulaba nga otandise okubeera wekka, otandise okwekoowa, otandise okubeera ne mood swings, regular swings. Minute you're happy, minute you're sad. So it's really a very challenging situation. Omuntu nga ye ali depressed, okitegeera nti now I'm depressed. And sijja kugoyinga wala because this topic is broad and wide. Njagala nkubuulire biki by'olabirako nti kati now I'm depressed, I need help. Kati bye bino. mu depression eno mulimu okwekyawa nga gwe personally, not losing appetite. Some people lose weight because of what they really go through, oba nga yafiirwako mwagalwawe, oba yafiirwa mulimu, oba a lot happened. A lot happens, and really it needs us to go seek medical attention, because abantu abamu are losing appetite, abantu abamu they become introverts, abantu abamu they become moody, they have a lot of regular moods, they have poor communication, olaba muntu nga tayinza okusirikirira, they have anger issues. That is when you discover that you have depression. And this is how community has come out. Such programs have really come out to help you to get different kind of situations. Because depression has really led us to so many things. Kunyomwenge, drugs. It has really led us to alcoholism, drug abuse, physical abuse. A lot has really happened due to depression. So, okurwanyisa ebyo byonna ebiri mu happening mu families, mu communities, mu environment nazo zitandikiramu, this is the main topic. And this is the main thing we have to fight. Before we even start tackling about the other issues, this is what we have to first fight, and then we solve these other problems that come along with this. So, Zembadde Ntesa, if you're really out there and at least you've tried to notice yourself down, no gambas, no signs, try to reach out to Crossroads Wellness Center to seek for help. They are going to help us out. They are going to listen to us. They are going to really help us be better people, because we are losing ourselves and we're losing track.
But we are Crossroads Wellness Center Uganda. However, ebitongole ebiri mu mulimu guno bingi. Oyinza obutajja gye tuli naye osobola okufuna awalala w'ofuna okuyambibwa. So omulanga gwaffe omukulu si kugamba bugambi nti ojje ewaffe wokka, naye bw'ali okumpi ng'osobola okututuukirira, you can contact us for this kind of support bw'oba ng'ogyetaaza. Musawo tweyanziza kati nakyagenda dda mu maaso ekibuuzo kino nti we are not immune, kizeemu bulungi omuntu ategedde we are not immune olw'okuba nti tuli mental health tekitegeeza nti ffe tetusobola kufuna breakdown. In fact nga bagambye nti tuli bakusatu ku list ali abantu abasinga okufuna okutawaanyizibwa mu mbeera eringa eyo. Kyayogedde kituufu, kimbaako kimubaako kyali kimbaddeko. Awo nno we tujja mu statistically ebibalo biraga nti mu bukadde 48 bwe tusuubira okuba nti bannayuganda olwaleero ebituukidde, obukadde wakati wa 14 ne 15 they are presenting these mental health related challenges or symptoms. Ekyo kitegeeza ki? Nti mu percentage 2.34 by'abannayuganda abafuna okusongozebwa okulinga okwo mu ngeri eyo. Ate nno ng'ekyo kikyali awo, era okunoonyereza kulaze nti waakiri buli munnayuganda somehow somewhere, oba okimanyi oba tokimanyi, but you've been through such kind of difficulties is related to mental health. So I want to encourage you, first of all, what you need to understand is that it is okay to be not okay. But it's not okay when you are not feeling okay and you don't want to seek support. I will encourage you and at the same time challenge you. Olaba omusawo ono afuna bangi, singa okugulu kukuluma, you will come to her. Oba omutwe, lwaki mulowooza nti omufuna okusongozebwa mu ngeri y'okulowooza kwammwe temuteekeddwa kuddukira gye muli oba gye abawo okuyambibwa okulinga okw'engeri eyo? Awo nno wenja omubuuliza ekibuuzo, mu musawo bw'oba osinga okujjanjaba, oli ofunyekoko incident omuntu ajja n'akugamba nti musawo seewulira bulungi naye nga n'ekimuluma ne mukinoonyereza nga temukiraba?
Yeah, that's true, and those are the common cases. Naye nze kweyo ensonga nze njagala kwogera it wouldn't be medical, and sometimes wekigenda okutuukira okufuna medical support kiba kisuse. But me, I would advise someone bw'aba awulira nga atandise going into depression and they've realized that within themselves, ngenda kuwa some of the tips how to cope up with depression, because before you seek medical attention you have to first
nga tetunatuukawo badde njala twogere ku bikikola biraddala ddala amazima n'ogamba nti embeera eno am losing it.
Gwenga omuntu you start feeling lonely. The loneliness comes in. You start being an introvert y'omuntu
yeetiirira
ng'ate abeera yekka ayagala kubeera indoors all the time. They don't want to share their problems. They want to be there alone because they feel they are alone. That is the loneliness that comes after
on
that.
that very question you've touched on loneliness. What is the difference between being alone and loneliness?
Being alone, you can stay alone in the house. But loneliness, you can be around people, but you feel alone.
Thank you.
I think that is the difference.
That's very interesting. So meaning that people who think that actually they can use social media, with technology, they still can feel loneliness.
Exactly.
Why then that there is that kind of convoy around them.
And even some people come on those socials just to take off that loneliness. But when they come back behind doors, they feel the loneliness that has captured their surroundings.
They are trying to combat loneliness, but they can't remove being alone.
Exactly.
Thank you. We can keep on.
So the loneliness thing, we've talked about it, and this is another way you can discover that you are going into depression. Being talkative, you start talking anyhow. You capture this, you capture that, you capture this, you capture that, because your mind is not really stable to a certain thing. You think you going out of that, you have to just talk. Yogera all the time, yogera. Everything you know, you have to talk about.
So does that mean that in English we can put that that's being unable to concentrate or focus?
Exactly, that is the thing.
Thank you.
That is the exact thing.
So this point is, you can put it in English in a straight way, being unable to concentrate or poor concentration and focus.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Then the other thing, I think it's losing interest in the surrounding and environment. I think that is also under introvert, because
so the same as losing, is it the same as losing energy and feeling tiredness?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
So I think, and you start losing appetite because you find yourself tochayagala kulya obeera awo nga olowooza okukuse naye nga tokukuse, but your mind is just filled up. And you start having by losing a weight. Most of the time you start losing weight because you no longer eat and take care of yourself. And most time depression, actually in the first place we didn't actually talk about what really brings depression.
Okay.
And I would like to at least share this, because depression is wide as a topic. Depression, it might be family that is really depressing you. Family. It might be relationships. You're going through a relationship breakup. Yeah. It might be losing someone you love. It might be losing a job. It might be what exactly?
You mentioned in a family conflict, a relationship issue, losing a job,
loved ones,
a traumatic experience,
exactly. Actually, even abuse.
Even
sex
abuse, even starvation comes in that. If your partner does not give you, even actually no one goes under relationship, it's just a lot more in our depression. Even no cover ne katugezenti abantu bokola nabo ku mulimu bali
bakutera webenga
bakogerako ennyo eri bakama abo.
Yeah, that is true.
nsonja kusabako ekintu kimu nkwatirako mu kapeesa akamyufu ako